Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we're back today with another totally blind head-to-head where we react to the pours and the prices before we find out what we're drinking.
If it's an available product, is it worth the money?
If it's allocated, is it worth the hype and the hunt?
Stay tuned to find out. Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
We are not professional whiskey tasters. We're normal people, just like you, probably.
We put our pants on one leg at a time.
We do. We're the everyman whiskey drinkers around here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to randomly select one of these matchups, and we're going to taste it completely double blind. We won't know what's in either glass. That way you get our totally honest opinions on both pours. You'll see us work our way through the blind tasting, and in the end, we'll give each product a real-world score based on the price, the availability, whether we would buy it again or not, and of course the blind tasting. That's why we're here to taste some whiskey. All the rest is just a ruse for us to be able to do that.
So if that sounds like your vibe, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Hit that bell notification to be notified when we post videos. And yeah, keep watching.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Comment below if you've had either of these pours and we don't even know what we're drinking
We don't
yet.
even know what it's going to be yet, but if you've had it.
But you do.
Yeah, because we have put it in the title.
Yeah, let us know. And if you like blind tastings like this, be sure to check out the video description below for a link to our Patreon. That's kind of the interactive element of the channel. We have bonus content over there, 2 additional videos. We do blind tastings with our Patreon community. If you want to participate in one of our blind flight nights, we get together and do a once a month live stream for patrons only. And we have all kinds of whiskey nerd info, including a spreadsheet that you get access to with a database kinda of all the scores from all the blind pours that we've tasted here on the channel. So check that out down there.
If you'd also like to get any Stuff and Whiskey merch, we just opened a store recently and you can get some hats. We've got sweatshirts, t-shirts,
All kinds of stuff.
all kinds of stuff.
Some tumblers.
Yeah, check it out in the video description below at stuffandwhiskey.com.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're gonna run our randomizer and see which one of these pairs we're tasting today.
5,
2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We're going to get these poured, and we will be right back with our first impressions on both of these pours. Let's get into glass 1. Cheers.
It smells like bourbon.
Smells like banana bourbon.
Oh.
I'm getting a heavy banana note on this pour.
I just get alcohol.
Yeah. And the banana is like a banana bread. It's got some depth to it. It's not like a bright banana-y note. It's more of like a banana bread.
I respectfully disagree.
Okay, let's get into the palate.
Okay. It has like a soft florally taste to me.
Okay, I see where you're coming from with the soft floral.
Like a eucalyptus wreath.
Wow, that's hyper specific. It is, to me, it's still maintaining that banana bread piece of the puzzle that I got on the nose, but the way it's coming across on the palate has a little bit of brown sugar.
I don't know why I say wreath, but I get a eucalyptus wreath.
It's got that, there's a green, like a dark green taste to it. If the taste were a color, it would be kind of like a dark green wreath, but with that white.
Eucalyptus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. It's not like a heavy eucalyptus note, because if you think of like eucalyptus oil or something like that, like tea tree and eucalyptus, that's really bright.
Tea tree is very distinct.
And this is not that.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. I don't think you're wrong. Glass 1 is very interesting.
Yep.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's taking me a little aback from the nose to the palate.
I will need more time with it to like really kind of sit with it.
For sure. Let's get into glass 2 for the time being. Oh.
This smells a little darker on the flavor profile.
It smells darker but lighter. It smells darker but brighter. Like, I said the same thing 2 different ways, and neither of them made any sense.
Correct.
So that's par for the course around here if you're new to the channel.
Or if you live with him.
There's darker, so glass 1 is more in this middle chunk, whereas glass 2 is operating down here, but also up here. There's darker notes and there's also brighter notes.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense?
Can we taste it? Maybe it'll make sense. Okay. Okay.
That did not taste like what I thought it was going to taste like. Well, hang on.
I can get what you're saying.
So glass 2, you get that brighter pop up front,
Up under with my
but
mouth.
then like 2 seconds later, 3 seconds later, some of that dark heaviness comes in on the back end.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I can get that.
Right now, glass 1 seems like a more cohesive experience front to back to me, and glass 2 seems a little bit more almost disjointed is the word that pops to mind. But we really oftentimes find that things change as these sit in the glass, as they open up a little bit.
And then we taste them like forwards and then backwards
and clear our palates in between.
Our palates in between. That helps.
So we're going to do that now. We'll be back with our full thoughts on both of these glasses right after this. All right, after spending some time with both of these pours, where are you at? Let's start with glass 1.
Okay, so glass 1, as I smelled it more, the nose really opened up and I got some honey on it, and I really liked that. So I'm giving it 2 thumbs up on the nose.
Wow.
2 thumbs up on the nose.
Wow.
It gets 1 thumb up on flavor and 1 thumb up on experience. Overall, it was really an enjoyable pour.
You know what? I'm not trying to let peer pressure dictate my scores here, but as I smell glass 1 more and more over this time, I think you're right. I initially put thumbs up, but that's not true. 2 thumbs up.
Okay. Copycat. Fine.
Oh, the banana bread is what stood out to me on the first impression.
Still didn't get
And then
that.
it came along with a little bit more depth and richness. We'll get to that. But flavors, thumbs up, and experience, thumbs up. I found glass 1 to be really enjoyable, but we'll get back to glass 1 in a second. Let's move on to glass 2. Where are you at on glass 2? Go.
Okay, so glass 2 was also a really good pour. So it gets a thumbs up on nose, thumbs up on flavor, thumbs up on experience. Because it was in comparison to glass 1, it didn't get 2 thumbs up on nose. It wasn't my favorite of the 2, but it was still really good.
Okay. Glass 2 for me, just okay on the nose.
I liked it.
Thumbs up on the flavor.
Okay.
Just okay on the experience.
Really?
Yeah. I have vast preference towards glass 1. This is a no contest. Stop the fight in the first round.
Really?
TKO.
Okay.
Easy.
It's not that obvious for me. I think they're both good. I do have a preference towards glass 1, but I enjoyed them both.
Okay.
That's all I got.
My notes, glass 1, banana bread on the nose, like I said in the first impressions, but as I smelled it more, as it opened up more caramel, more brown sugar came to the forefront. It got really rich on the nose, and I really liked that. That was the best thing in either one of these glasses is the nose of glass 1. On the palate, it actually was the exact same thing as the nose, but it flip-flopped. So on the nose, I said banana bread, caramel, brown sugar. On the palate, it went brown sugar, caramel, and then the banana bread. The banana bread took a back seat.
Interesting.
And I really like that. Like, I don't mind a little bit of banana in my whiskey. I don't like it to be the forefront note.
Okay.
That's just a personal preference thing. And then on the finish, I said it was faint. The experience, which is what I call the finish in the mouthfeel. It was faint, but sweet, dark, and lingering oak. It was really good. Mouthfeels, kind of middle of the road, nothing to write home about. Glass 2, it was more like glass 1 was banana bread. Glass 2 was banana candy. It was more bright. It was more sharp. It was more sugary. It was a little bit more, not synthetic, but artificial. Like, it just, it tasted cheap. It tasted cheap in comparison to the richer experience of glass 1.
I can get that. I can get on board with that.
Honestly, I wrote like glass 2 better be $30 or about. Like glass 1, I'll pay 40 or 50 for. Glass 2 better be $30.
Would you pay more than 50 for glass 1?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
But glass 2, I said banana candy on the nose. Also brown sugar, banana, and toasted oak on the palate, on the flavors, and then on the experience, I said it was thin and sharp. It did have a good oaky finish. Like that was that dark note that was kind of tying it all together. But it was just sharp. It's just sharp. All right, let's find out how much these cost and then what we've been drinking.
Okay.
I'm on record saying glass 1 I hope is 40 or 50, and glass 2 I hope is 30, 35.
On record.
On record. Glass 1 is number 49. Glass 2 is number 50. We both had a preference towards glass 1 for the record. Glass 1, number 49.
$25.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, buy all day.
I'm in Like,
buy all day.
I'm shocked that something that has this much flavor is that inexpensive. How in the world is that possible?
All right, glass 2, number 50.
Honestly, it's $30.
Okay.
It's not that.
I'm personally buying glass 1. I'm passing on glass 2 at that. Glass 2 is not bad, but just I prefer glass 1 and it's cheaper.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Let's find out what
I
they
hope
are.
these better both be available.
$49.
$49.
Early Times Bottled and Bond. Is that available? Is that available?
Okay. We're going to get to it. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Glass number 2, 50.
Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve.
Okay. This kind of makes sense now that you mentioned what they are.
Let's talk about this because I need to know what these are.
Cooper's Craft in our market, very readily available. This hit me like Cooper's Craft hits me.
Okay.
It's sweet, it's oaky, it's good. I put toasted oak. It's got that vibe to it, but it's like high and low. It's sharp and high, and then it's deep and low. But there's not much in the middle bandwidth that it's off for me a little bit. I'm not a big fan of Cooper's Craft. We recently did a blind flight night with our Patreon crew, and you put this first.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, against several other much more. It was the cheapest one in the bunch, and you put it first.
Me and all the 2 other ladies in the blind flight night did that.
Early Times Bottle and Bond. This is a Brown-Forman Early Times Bottle and Bond. They've since been sold to Sazerac. It was owned by Brown-Forman. This is a Brown-Forman bottle.
Okay.
We do not yet have a Sazerac bottle. By the time of this airing, we may have a Sazerac bottle, and we're probably going to have to get one. Because this came across really nice on the nose.
Yeah, so we can literally never get this again because Brown-Forman no longer owns Early Times.
We'd have to get lucky and find one in the market. Like,
come on.
I've started seeing the Sazerac version pop up, and honestly, in prior blinds, this has not hit me very well. It has not impressed me.
Interesting.
But the more it's opened up, the better it's gotten, I feel.
We've had that, so the same bottle has been in our blinds?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't go back to it very often. I never drink it by itself. After this filming, I'll pour another glass of this because I'm really enjoying this.
Interesting.
So yeah, this is going to really affect our retail and consumer scores a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a little bit of a conundrum on our hands, and you're going to see us work through it. But our retail and consumer scores, our retail score is the price and the availability. That's the retail part of the equation. And our consumer score is whether we would buy it again or not. With that said, Early Times Bottle and Bond by Brown-Forman, which doesn't exist anymore. So this is a liter for $25. You get more than enough. So it's really like $20.
So the retail score on this for me, because you probably literally can't really find it, it's gonna get a thumbs down, even though the price is great. However, that being said, if I find a Brown-Forman version of this, because I know I like this, for retail price, I am 124.35728% getting it. It is a 2 thumbs up on consumer score. I will say, Josh, get this because Josh does our whiskey shopping. And I am interested in trying the Sazerac version of it though as well.
That really escalated quickly for you. For me, you know what? But you sold me. I'm the same. On retail score, I'm a thumbs down because this particular version is out of production. So I'm thumbs down. You can't get it anymore. But would I buy it again or not?
If you see it, you're going to buy it.
So I think prior to this going out of production, I probably would have been a just okay.
Okay.
Because it's available in our market. Well, actually, I would have been a thumbs up. Honestly, I'd probably been 2 thumbs up. On retail.
Make up your mind.
Because the price is so good for the quality that you're getting.
The price is very good.
But would I buy it again or not? Probably a thumbs up. But for me, it's 2 thumbs up now because now it's out of production. So that's what happens, right? Something goes out of production, we scramble.
Yep.
You got to get what you can get.
Yep.
So if I ran across another bottle of the Brown-Forman plastic cap Early Times, I would definitely be buying it.
Can we put this in our blind sample pool against a Sazerac version if we can find a Sazerac version of this?
Oh, the Sazerac versions are flooding our market now.
Okay.
So yeah, we can get one of those.
Let's do it. Let's do a head-to-head of the Brown-Forman versus the Sazerac version.
The way our randomization works, it's not going to pop up for a while.
It might not, but it might.
But it might. It could be next week or it could be.
But can we at least add it into our blind sample pool?
With that said, did we even go over our retail and consumer on Glass 2 Cooper's Craft? We did not.
No.
Let's do it. Glass 2 Cooper's Craft, $35 in our market. Pretty readily available. Yeah, it only goes out of stock because of supply, not because of demand. It's like it'll hit and then people will buy it up and then the retailers will be out for a week or two and then it'll come back.
Okay.
So where are you at on Cooper's Craft for retail score? Price and availability?
I'm giving it 2 thumbs up for the retail score. For the price.
Price is good.
Price is awesome. And if the availability is what you say, then it gets 2 thumbs up. Retail score, I am giving it 1 thumb up, which
Consumer, you mean?
Yeah, consumer.
Consumer score.
I'm sorry. Yes.
You'd buy it.
I would buy it.
For $32.99 in our market.
For the price, I would absolutely buy it. I think it's really good. It's not getting 2 thumbs up as far as like if we couldn't get it, I wouldn't cry.
Yeah.
But for the price point, it's a really good pour.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For me, with Cooper's Craft, I'm a thumbs up on retail to get the experience that you're getting. It's a good experience. It's a good product. Thumbs up. I mean, there's not much more to be said.
And I think I saw on here, these are both around 100 proof.
Yeah,
is that
they're
correct?
both 100 proof.
Okay.
Now, would I buy Cooper's Craft again or not? Thumbs down. I put preliminary marks by it. Yeah, it's just, it's not something I ever reach for. It's not that it's bad. It's just that the flavor profile in that glass, that banana candy sweetness, is not a flavor profile that I prefer.
Artificialness, I think, is probably what turned you off.
Yeah, it is what it is. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not to my preference. And honestly, that's what our rubric is about. Your own personal preferences. It's not for me.
I liked it. We get our railroad scores by adding up the thumbs you see on the screen.
It is a 10-point scoring system, but this ain't Brown-Forman's 10-point scoring system.
Nope, it's more like a bell curve scoring system.
And you know how bell curves work. It's science and algebra and math and other things. Everything in the middle is kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
And you got to be outside of that middle to be exceptional. With that said, let's get into these 2 glasses.
Okay.
We're totally blind. We don't know what we're tasting. Where are you at on glass 1? So, hit me with it.
Overall, glass 1, Early Times Bottle and Bond, it got 2 thumbs up in some categories, 0 in some, but overall it gets a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because it was a good solid pour. I really enjoyed it. 6 out of 10.
It's a 6 out of 10 for me too.
Yeah.
It's a good pour. If you find the plastic capped Early Times, grab it.
Okay, so
the
plastic
Brown-Forman,
capped is the
If you just search Brown-Forman Early Times, look at what the bottle looks like. If you run across it in your market, if you like what we've said about the tasting notes, and you happen to run across one, snag it up. It's going to be cheap. It's a hard to beat pour for the money.
Correct.
All right. With that said, let's get into glass 2.
Okay.
Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve 100 proof. Where are you at?
So it also gets a 6 out of 10. Now the scoring isn't as like all over the place. It's a pretty consistent scoring, but it's also really, really good. Like I liked them both, and I'd be hard pressed to pick a favorite.
Cooper's Craft for me gets a 3 out of 10.
Holy moly!
Cooper's Craft for me, it's just.
And that's okay.
It's not for me.
It's fine. It's not for you.
Hang on.
I get that.
I don't want to pretend like it's bad. It's not bad. I do like it. It's a personal preference thing. I don't find myself reaching for it very often because it's not in my typical flavor wheelhouse.
I have consistently liked it.
You have consistently liked it more than average, as your score indicates. I've consistently liked it a little less than average, as my score indicates. That's fine. You can have different preferences, different opinions. That's the way tastes work. This is a totally personal, subjective thing.
Absolutely.
But it's a good pour. We're nearly out of our bottle. Will we buy another one? Probably. We'll probably buy another one because Aaron likes it so much, and I do enjoy it from time to time. I got to be in the mood for that flavor profile, though. So that's probably what's lending more to it scoring a little bit lower to me, whereas Early Times is something that I could go to a little bit more often. With that said, let's get into who these are for. So if you like banana bread, buy either one of these. I think that's the moral of the story, right?
Except I didn't get banana on either one of them. However, I'm not really good at getting the banana.
Yeah. I could have guessed these were in the Brown-Forman family if I were trying to guess. I try not to think about what we're drinking. But
yeah, he tries not to, but sometimes he can.
If you like 100 proof pours, if you're a big fan of those under any circumstances, and you've got $30 extra and you run across either one of these bottles, you've never tried them, buy them. Try them. They're
Yeah.
worth it. There's absolutely no reason to skip these by unless you just tend to really prefer the really dark, really heavy flavor profiles, in which case you're probably not shopping for 100 proof fruit forward pour anyways.
Correct.
Value is super high, honestly through the roof on both these pours.
Yeah.
You really can't go wrong. So check them out if you see them in your market. And check out our video description below if you want more information on the channel, what we're all about, what we've got going on. Hit the not the description, I just said the description. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we're live streaming. That'll help you out a little bit.
We do live streams once a month.
Once a month. We do a Patreon live stream once a month as well. And once a year, we do a charity fundraiser for mental health. So email us if you want to be involved in that, stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com. Last year, we raised $15,000 for mental health. This year, it would be nice to double that up.
Yeah.
And if you want to be a part of that, hit us up in the email in the description below.
That's it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate every view, every video, every comment. Like we can't thank you enough.
Speaking of comments, let us know if you've had both of these, the Brown Foreman
or either
Early Times and the Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve 100 proof. Let us know what you think in the description below. We'll leave with that. Till next week, guys. Cheers.
My hair doesn't want to cooperate, even though it's pulled back.
I don't know what that means.
The whole point of pulling it back is to tell it what to do, and it's not listening.
So, is your hair me?
Today it might be. Okay.
When I'm done before you, something's wrong.
Well, it's because...
You gotta focus.
It's because I'm thinking about my next career move.
You gotta focus. Score first, then figure out a preference.
I just got a honey note on this.
I can see that, yeah.
I kind of like that.
Oh, now that you mention that, that's all I get.
Done.
You had nothing, and now you're done.
I needed a moment to gather my thoughts, and then I just went with my gut. They're both good.
It's like a superpower. I don't know how to not overthink everything.
You just gotta go with your gut.
Okay.
You just have to give into your gut.
That sounds like
just make sure your
Anonymous.
Your microbiome in your gut is healthy, and then you just give into your gut.
I need some kombucha.
Yeah, get some kombucha, have some greens. Make sure you, you're pretty regular.
Can I have my glasses back?
No, I like them. I want them.
Dadgummit. I used to deliver to Brown Foreman in 3115 West End Avenue.
There's a Brown Foreman office in Nashville?
Yep. I used to deliver there. And then during Christmas, they would give you whiskey. It was freaking awesome. It was so good.
Is it still there?
Yeah. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't delivered in a long time. But like as of 2013, 2014, when I left that area from delivery, I would run that route all the time.
And so they would give you whiskey.
Oh yeah.
That's so
during
cool.
Christmas time, like I'd get all kinds of stuff.
That's so cool.
Probably what's lending more to it scoring a little bit lower to me, whereas Early Times is something that I could go to a little bit more often with a little bit more frequency, which is the same thing as saying a little bit more often. Nonetheless, it's a little bit more in my regular wheelhouse of flavors that I like.
Yes.
With that said, let's get into who these are for. Okay.
You gotta stop talking so much.
I think people will like that.
I love you, and I honestly don't want you to stop talking so much, but I just want you to have less to edit. I'll
have less edit
I'm looking out for you.
All right, who are these for?
Who I have no idea.
Okay. Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we're back today with another totally blind head-to-head where we react to the pours and the prices before we find out what we're drinking.
If it's an available product, is it worth the money?
If it's allocated, is it worth the hype and the hunt?
Stay tuned to find out.
Oh, we nailed it.
First time.
Rose.
Because if you ain't first, you're last.
It only took a year to get here.
I know, right?
Okay.